Hey guys, Caleb's Cards here, coming at you with another TTM mail day. This will be for Monday and Tuesday's TTMs since I was not able to do a video yesterday due to the mail coming so late. But I have them all separated here and we can just go through them. There's lots of baseball because that's pretty much what I've been sending recently. But hopefully we'll see some other ones come in. But I bought a whole bunch of like 80s and 90s baseball cards, and some I gave to a friend already. Um, I let him pick like a few rows, and then the rest I just kind of like went through just to see if some guys signed, and I thought it'd be really cool because that's how I started when I was collecting baseball cards. I had a bunch of 80s and 90s guys, and I thought they were the coolest thing, and I still honestly think they are. A lot of great signers, a lot of great baseball players, period, from that era. So thought it'd be really cool just to send out to these guys again. Some of them it's been a while, some of them maybe I've gotten a couple of times over the years, but it's always fun to get them on different cards and just maybe give them an update of what might be happening now, or just check in with them. So um, we'll start with what came in on Monday. We got 3 cards signed by Jerry Brown on the 87 Fleer Glossy and Regular rookie cards with Mike Stanley. Mike Stanley was signing like when he was on the minor league team coaching, so I don't know if I'll ever get that sent out, but you never know. Or at least maybe one of them. And then I got him on the 88 Fleer. So you'll see a lot of those hopefully coming back. Then I got 1 card signed by Mr. Frank Euphemia on 86 Don Russ. I could only find 1 card of him that I had, I believe, so I may have had an 86 Topps somewhere, but I didn't see it anywhere, so I didn't send that one. So we'll just call this Project 1980's Baseball, I guess. They're coming back. Got one of the best signatures, in my opinion. It's not very long, but it does a great job, and they always come up really nice. Both him and his father. This is Vance Law on an 88 Fleer. Definitely can tell he takes pride in his autograph. 87 Fleer Glossy. And the 85 Leaf. Almost a Donruss Leaf, I guess. Kind of a little slightly more obscure one, being the Leaf version rather than the Donruss. Then we got the ever reliable signing Mr. Bobby Witt Sr. on the 86 Fleer Update rookie card. The 87 Fleer Glossy. And the 88 Fleer as well. So, very neat. And then, could only find 1 card of this gentleman. I'm sure I probably had more somewhere if I would have kept on digging. Got 84 Topps of Doug Bird. I got most of my baseball cards sorted by team, but I need to get them sorted by year so I can find them easier. Then I can just go to that year, but that'll be a project eventually. I'll get it slowly but surely, right? So then I sent to Mr. Ron Stone, kind of an obscure Phillies 70s baseball player, but I love being able to write to those guys that they may not have had like the longest career, or maybe just played in a few games, but they're always neat to write to, and just show your appreciation for an MLB player, being an MLB fan. I think it's awesome when anybody makes it to the majors. They've done more than I have, so it's always cool. So we got Mr. Ron Stone signed to the photos, and then he included 2 custom index cards, which is really neat. So I might send him a thank you note. But he played from 66 to the Kansas City Athletics, and then in the minors, and then 69 to 72 with the Phillies. He signed 1 for me and 1 for Bruce. So really neat return from Mr. Ron Stone. So if you happen to see this video, Mr. Stone, thank you so much for that. We do appreciate it. It's very neat. Then sent to Miss Ann Garman Hosted, who is a AAG PBL baseball player. That's going to be going to Kim, and she was the first lady to actually sign the index cards, because at the time I did not have anything to send to them, and just threw an index card in there. Everybody else returned them unsigned, or said they couldn't sign them, but she actually did sign them, so it's cool. And then she included one of the baseball cards, so that's really neat. And I know what is her name? I have my notebook, if I can find her. I printed up, or I didn't print, I ordered some photos for her, because she mentioned she didn't have any cards, so I was going to at least give her some photos so she can give out if she wanted to. Wilma Briggs, that's who it was. She said she was all out of cards, so since she was so nice to me, I thought I would return a favor and send her some photos. So even though I tried to see if Amazon had an option to make like card side photos, but I couldn't find anything for that, so I guess I could have probably used Walmart. They probably would have done it like wallet size, but those are pretty pricey last I looked. Then I sent to a World War II veteran, Martin Gelb. Got a letter back from his daughter stating that her dad was very happy to hear of all these letters coming in. He can't sign them right now by himself, because he is legally blind, and then he's 102 years old, and then he's been in the nursing home, so they've been locked down. So she's hoping that when she's able to get in there, he's going to go through his mail. So if you sent to Mr. Gelb, hopefully soon you'll be hearing a little reply from him. So that's really neat to hear that he's excited to get to. That's what it's all about, honestly, is making these people's day. Not only are they making our day just by signing what we sent, because we're a big fan of them, but just being able to tell them why we look up to them, why do we writing to them, and it's just really awesome to hear. So, and then a chance to be able to thank a World War II veteran and for his service is really cool and remarkable. So very excited to get that one back, hopefully soon. So now we move on to today's TTM returns. Again, we'll start with the cards. We got an 83 Don Russ signed by Mr. Joe Sambito. Got an 86 Fleer, 87 Fleer Glossy, and the 88 Fleer. And I asked them all, if they want to keep some cards, please do. I believe Mr. Buck Martinez did keep the 86 Don Russ, which is a pretty cool looking card, so it might be one that he doesn't normally get, so hopefully that can be added to his collection. So Buck Martinez, the Fleer Glossy and Fleer Regular. Of course, he did a great job as an announcer as well later after his career. One of my favorite games was on the PS1 was the 2001 Triple Play baseball game, and he's one of the announcers on there. Then we got Jay Aldrich. It's on 88 Topps and 88 Fleer. Got Mr. Gary Lucas, who signed 5. I usually try not to send that many, but since I just had so many cards of him, and usually if they're a pretty reliable signer and they're okay with getting a larger amount of cards, then I'll do it. But I try to avoid as much as possible if I can. We've got 81 by Gary Lucas there, 86 Don Russ, pretty neat set. So if you're looking to send those, 87 Fleer and Glossy as well, and the 88 Topps, all by Mr. Gary Lucas, who's a pretty good, solid left-handed pitcher. Then we got an 88 Fleer signed by Jim Lindman. I had a 92 Ultra Phillies card of him that I could have sent, but I got lazy and decided not to go look for it, so it's alright. And then I got Charlie Polio, which I'm sure I had more cards of him, but I couldn't find them, so I just sent an 88 Fleer. And I got a return back from Mr. George Frazier, the 87 Fleer Glossy, 88 Fleer, and 88 Tops. And then it did come with a little note saying he's after signing for so long, you know, a lot of people are taking advantage of him, and he's going to be requesting donations to the MDA. So I guess I might be getting a letter from the MDA requesting a donation, which I'll be fine helping that charity out. So Mr. Frazier, if you haven't seen that, I will make sure to donate in your name when that letter comes in, or if it doesn't, I'll just I guess do it myself. Then we actually switch gears and we have a couple football in, so all in photos. So we got former Alabama defensive back, will later go on to play with the Chicago Bears. This is Mr. John Mangum. I believe I sent these off for Bruce, if I remember right. So he's going to be getting one or two of these. Got a nice close-up shot, and got him, of course, got to get one of those photos of a card. I kind of like getting those, so the 95 Tops. So I probably actually might have that card somewhere, but just went with the photo. And then finally, for Autographs for a Cure, I just sent one because it's specifically for that charity. I've gotten them a couple times over the years before on cards, so I was perfectly fine with doing this. Sent to Mr. Dan Fouts, who is a Hall of Famer. Doesn't charge. I'm sure if you put a donation, I'm sure he could find some use for it to give it to a charity or something like that, but at the moment he doesn't charge as far as I know. So that'll be going to Michael in his next package for Autographs for a Cure. And I'm sure if you wanted to buy that now, or at least get in line for it, I'm sure you could contact him and get a hold of that. So that is my mail day, guys. Thanks so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you later. Bye.